I have at least 2 minutes after
I'll
already.
take consensus.
We'll
Yours
say
and mine is 4 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna call these words. Boyd,
Here.
Gittler,
Here.
Dolphy,
Here.
Worth,
Here.
Black.
Here.
Phillips here, Radke is excused.
Unless someone has an addition or correction, I move to approve the minutes of the last board meeting.
You're jumping
There it
ahead.
is.
You're jumping ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, we have visitors and guests. We have Sean Gates is here. Anybody else? You have any comments today? No thanks. Okay. Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Well, were you going to get a report from the nomination committee prior to the election of officers, or can we do that together? Just prior to the event?
Sure.
Okay. None? None?
I think on the minutes, I think it was me and Sue
Radke.
Radke that were
That-
reappointed.
Yes,
Oh.
I was going to make the same comment.
Crowitz and Radke.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's a change.
You have to change your motion for me,
Okay.
as corrected.
I
as
move to
amended.
approve the minutes as corrected.
Motion made.
I'll second.
Motion seconded to approve the minutes as corrected. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Treasurer's report, I think everybody's just gotten one now, right?
I move to approve the treasurer's report.
I have to find out, I was, I don't know, but who seconded Frank's motion?
I did.
Thank you.
I got tired out just reading.
And did you second?
Their
who
report.
seconded?
I second the treasurer's report.
Kelly.
Oh, did I even call that yet?
Busy.
Busy time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If there's no discussion on the treasurer's report, motion's made and seconded to approve as printed. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? What is the children's report? Want to do that?
A lot going on.
I had a question about the ice cream social and the children's librarian report.
Okay.
There are 2 dates listed there.
One is probably the rain date.
Where is that?
June 17th and June
Children's
24th.
librarian, the
Oh,
17th
okay.
and the 24th.
Okay. I
List,
I
ice
think
cream
that's
social.
the, because I think over here,
So are we looking at
Oh,
the
I'm sorry.
17th
I,
to be
yeah, I
the
think we're
first?
doing that and booking a, rain date right away.
Okay.
That was a good idea.
I think we could just have ice cream and toppings, don't you?
Yeah, that was mentioned by
Yeah.
Kelly, right?
I think we had the cake because it was our anniversary.
Right.
Okay, so the
We made
top.
them
But
take
not
2
too many
years to
toppings,
do
I
it.
think that, doesn't that really slow it down if you have too many choices?
Yeah, I don't know, we
Yeah.
usually get butterscotch and chocolate.
Just the squeeze kind of.
I know they put strawberry in that too, but that does slow it down when they don't.
No, too
But
many.
people generally, have you heard a lot of complaints?
No. Except for when I stand there and watch these kids and I say, you want a little ice cream with that stuff?
Because that would be
Oh.
my husband with
Oh
chocolate
my
hot
gosh.
So just 2 toppings then, like chocolate and butterscotch or chocolate and caramel?
Was that in your report, Christie, the question?
Yeah.
Maybe it's 3.
Yeah, it was.
I'll put no more than 3. Okay. Any other comments on your children's, report?
Filcho's coming along all right?
I think so.
I'll put my 2 cents worth in right now, like to Christie earlier. If they don't have a bite on that little display case in there, I'm taking it apart and it's going for a walk. I
Like-
need the space for a quick shot.
Where?
Probably out in back, to the garbage.
in the dumpster.
Unless you have
It's worth about $1,000.
Yeah, we
I
haven't
mean, it
had
was.
any, but we haven't had any
Nobody
takers.
wants it, it's not worth,
What is it?
Even for free, they're not taking it.
that
Well, they
rotating
said
paper
they would
that
take
was
it.
way
Right.
thing.
I told Kelly she was gonna recheck with the last librarian. I don't know whether she forgot it with all this stuff going on or what happened with it, but Dave said he'd take it, so, I'll make a note to talk to.
Soon.
I would like to get it out this week if at all possible, because then I need to get the set up in here for the racks and get ready for the kids and stuff.
They're still selling them in the catalog. Somebody must want them, somewhere in the world.
I wish they'd come knocking on our door. They would have the cheapest one possible, because we'll sell it for whatever they're willing to give us.
Or take it for free.
They take it for free for all of them, yes.
Anything else? Okay, and then, mine, we did get the card tables for the donation for Mary Schultz, from the Kensington Club, so those are in use already, they used them once. I didn't get any response back from Kim.
I was disappointed to see that.
Yeah, so I don't know whether he just thought it was self-explanatory or he kind of lost track of it.
Maybe busy. Just the other day, I mailed him copies of some of the correspondence I've been getting from that lady who wanted to know more about the Weyauwega book from all New York State.
Oh,
I gave the first inquiry to Ray Hutch as well as answering it myself while I was laid up this spring or after Christmas. And she is really, and she has pictures of all those people. And they came over in 1600 or something to New York State and actually established like their own little area of the state. And there was Fort, what do you say, Fort Gamar.
And Fort Devon.
And Fort Devon. And we didn't, until recently, I didn't know she was related to Devon Stewart. But he was a clerk in the Weed and Gamar Bank. So, I mean, it's like and we never would have found out about any of this if it weren't for that Weyauwega book. You know,
yeah.
Gamar was like, Weed and Gamar, they were like they built the mill, they were,
Oh, you're talking about the book, I'll just interject here. Go off track. Mary and I went to Emmanuel Lutheran School in London, 2 weeks ago.
we could go to a school. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow.
My granddaughter's in 4th grade there, and they have 3rd and 4th grade combined. And Elena's so excited about the book, so she asked her teacher if they could come and talk. And so they were on the Wisconsin part of whatever they're studying. I just told a little bit about why people came to Weyauwega and asked them how they thought the method of transportation was, and it was railroad and horse and all that. Then some gal came up with rivers. She had the right answer. But then Mary told stories of poor people. Those kids were mesmerized.
Oh, really?
Of course, they were all stories that aren't in the book because we're only allowed 75 words per picture. So,
But we gotta thank you. Mary hasn't seen it yet. Everybody wrote something,
Oh, really?
and it was so cute. So, anyway,
and they perked when Jan said they came in 1848. I could see, they perked right up because they had studied Wisconsin history.
yeah, sure.
And so I said, well, maybe you know something else that happened in 1848.
but it was funny because the 3rd graders asked more questions than the 4th graders.
Really?
And then we had lunch with
And
them.
then one little boy wanted to know where he could buy the book. And I said, well, we make more money if you buy it from us, but I said, you can get it cheaper some other places. And afterwards I thought, I should have just told it, read the Little House on the Prairie books. Because they tell about life pretty much the way it would have been at the beginning of Weyauwega, you know. And you don't have to shell out $20 for one of those.
I donated a book though. the
Oh,
class so
nice.
that they can
That's
look,
Good.
Yeah.
look at it,
That's
and then
great.
when the teacher's done, they can put it in the library.
Uh-huh.
So, thank
End
you
of
for
story.
doing that.
Good, yeah.
That's great.
That's good.
Thank you.
So really, you guys could be expanding and having another
We
book
need-
with the rest of the story.
Yeah.
The rest of the
There's
story.
a circuit out there waiting to be
I
developed.
think so. No limits on the words this time.
I think that belongs to the next generation of young Weyauwegans.
But they won't know all
They won't
those
know
things,
that all,
though,
no.
yeah.
Hope we have it down on paper somewhere. All right.
All right,
Then
and
moving
then-
to your report.
Replace two of the emergency lighting, the one in this room and one of the ones in,
Did we need the whole light replaced? It wasn't just the battery?
well, yeah, he said last time when he checked them and replaced that one, he said the battery costs almost the same as a new one, so you may as well get a new one. You know,
Okay.
it is a little bit different, but not much,
Okay.
but,
Well, and it's an
So-
upgrade on the lighting too, so that's good.
and, yeah, that one was an old one. The charger now, this thing about the video service, you know. I
What
don't
is
know.
that?
I think we get free cable.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I don't even know if that TV works anymore. Did they ever use it for?
As far as I know, it works. Nobody told me it hadn't worked.
So I don't know, we sign up for that one, and then if we get a different one.
You have to get the box. You have to get the box from
But it
Charter.
says the box is free.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what you would need in order to
But is
view
it
in the-
free for like
Thereafter?
6 months and then they make you start paying? That's what makes me
I
nervous.
don't think so. I think it's just free.
Why do they
It
do
might,
that?
well, it might do that, cause I think school gets
Oh, it
a
says-
certain
Right.
limit free too, and we would be like in that
They
category.
do that to entice the people, once they go away from the library, to sign up for that at home and pay for it.
But
Yeah.
would we use that?
Maybe not now, or we wouldn't now, but you never know in the future. I mean, I don't know if we should do that, thinking that someday we might want it. It says, we're providing your building with complimentary video service as part of our franchise with the community. And each account will be required to have a charter-provided digital set-top box on each TV in your building. Without it, those TVs will display all black screens. So, and if we don't get it now, we can't get a free one later. So,
I would encourage you to do it.
I think so.
Yeah, as
too.
long as
So-
it's free and we
Okay.
don't end up having to pay down the road.
I know we have, at school, we've got charter, I mean, we don't, it's not in all areas, but we can access the MIG cable network.
And how is it used?
It's, if there is something, educational, I was in president speaking or
Uh-huh.
something, like we can tap into it and bring it up on our smartphones and that type of thing. But it's regular syndicated television, you know, that you can get into. So,
Or can you save it for using whenever you want to?
no, I don't.
Replaying it
No,
whenever
we
you
don't
want?
have a recording
Oh.
system for it, no, it's just, it's there if it's needed.
Christie, I had a question about the, reduction in staff for the public works employees and the number of items we are likely not to be able to handle through the summer for the library.
I know, this is all I know, but I think Frank's talked.
Is that
Frank-
becoming
Frank is
attraction?
smiling, but Frank doesn't have any answer, because
Oh.
Pat is at a meeting in Minneapolis today and tomorrow. That's why there's no city council meeting tonight. It will be on Wednesday. The shortness begins, tomorrow. They're losing one employee. Then they'll lose the other employee, and then they may lose the third employee. One is in the service, one is on the maternity leave, and one is getting a new job. So I haven't quite figured out what all is going on, and I have not had a chance to talk to Pat. And when he talked to Christie, he said that much to her that she has here, and then said, well, I'll talk to Frank, but he never talked to me before he left,
So what do, they cut the lawn?
Well, the summer person does that.
Right now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm feeling at ease in the sense that if and when Patrick and I talk, I'm gonna look at him and say, the funds that we have put aside each year that we have to be able to draw on will be utilized. I will call John and I will have the lawn service taken care of here. That eliminates one job. Beyond that, they have not been overworked.
you know,
On
the
occasion,
lights.
they'll get a call with the
Light bulbs.
lights, and if that's the case, we'll have to call an electrician and I'll dig into those same fronts. What I'm gonna say to Pat is, this is catching us off guard, I don't have it in the budget, therefore I'm gonna have to pull something out of what you're saving for us. And if it doesn't get used, we'll lose it anyhow, so we're gonna use it.
And he may be just giving us the worst case scenario.
That's what I was gonna say, I wonder if they'll be able to hire a part-time guy to fill in. I mean,
Chances are
they
they'll
might not be
hire
able
some.
to do something, but
We've got an
maybe
ad
do
in the
lawn.
paper for
Like they do.
full-time person.
And we're thinking
So
this
it
is
might
just
not.
summer months, correct?
That's just some of months right now.
Mm-hmm. Right now, that's
Right now.
my concern too. But we have to jump
You
that
know,
hurdle when it comes.
I'm sure in terms of priority, their first priority is gonna be the wastewater treatment. That has to be, I mean, you can't be short-handed there. So that's gonna be the first hire that has to come on board. And then once they have that, then they'll see what they have and who they have and go from there. At this point, I am not overly concerned because I don't think we'll have to go into our treasury. I think I can pull into there to cover it. And the lawn has not, the last lawn job left the way we decided. So
Right.
Looks like a
there was more on the there was more on the sidewalk than there was, but there again, I think it's, everybody's in a hurry to get
Yeah.
things done prior to losing help and, so it's just a matter of, once he lets me know, I'll get a hold of John and we'll get on their schedule. Cause they do the funeral home, when they do that, they can come here and do this.
And I had another financial sheet from the city, and again, the figures don't mess up, and we just have to get together sometime, I guess. I don't know what's the problem is, but, you know, then it accumulates by the end of the year, and then you're so mixed up that it's hard to, you know, get it straightened out. It's just so deep.
You want me to set up a meeting with you and Pat?
Well,
To
he
find out
keeps-
why we
he
keep
keep-
going off on this?
Well, he keeps saying that he's going to get together with me. I mean, he says that. We'll have to get together about this.
But he
you
said
know.
that about the flag too, we now have a new flag, so
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
talk to him and get a meeting set up.
You know, it would just be nice to
Yeah,
get it done.
because
with.
we don't
You
wanna
need to
go
get
all
together
year
with him, or
being
you
off.
need- Or together with somebody else down there.
You know,
Who's
So-
doing it, I mean,
you know, I think they're both kind of doing a little bit right now because, I look back and I didn't get a charge card, charge for this month or last month. Kelly did, but I didn't. But I emailed down, I said, well, you know, and I've been charging, I mean, you know. So, I emailed, Trina, and then she said, I'll have to forward it to Pat because the old one, which evidently Kelly has the old card, she does that, but the new card, Pat's been taking care of. And so they're probably buried on his desk and he's probably behind is what I'm guessing, but, you know, he must have paid though. I mean, cause otherwise he'd get charges. So I'm guessing that they were paid but not asked what they're for, cause they always check with me to, you know, what the money is spent for, what accounts. So Trina forwarded it to Pat and,
We need a better system of communication.
I just think he must be overwhelmed. That's the only thing I can think of, because,
Well, since I have to talk to him
That's-
anyhow about this library business, then I'll just say, hey, let's have a meeting and
well, I hope they're getting paid. I'm assuming they are. But, you know, finances charges
have
are
you
awful.
gotten any other letters of requesting payment?
No, but you know,
They're
the
being
charge
paid.
cards, all the charge card bills go to them though. We
yeah,
don't
so
get
you
any.
won't get
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
late
so
ones
I
either.
wouldn't get any notes, so.
Is there an 800 number on the card that you can call and see what your charges were?
Well, I have all my slips, you know, so I.
Just wondering if a
have-
payment had posted, you might
Oh,
be able
I
to go
see.
through the.
I'm a nasty guy. If that all goes to the city, why do we need to get involved in it?
Just so we don't get
They're
a charge.
gonna,
I know,
they're
yeah.
gonna end up getting the
About
charge,
finance
or else,
charges.
Yeah, but who's gonna charge? Who's gonna charge?
not us, no. Because
Yeah.
if we're trying to stay in contact with them to
Right.
get this straightened out, we're not the ones that's basically breaking down the system
Well,
here.
right.
Yeah,
So,
And hopefully that's not happening, that's not an issue. As far as.
exactly.
And then the city, I guess, checked and they're gonna switch over to Charter for the telephone. So I'm guessing they checked into it and said it's a better deal, better, cheaper long distance charges. So I haven't checked into it at all, I just figured if that
I
we
would
probably
think
would.
the city would have unlimited.
Is that what I said? I can't remember.
5 to 7 cents per minute.
Oh,
Without a
there-
minimum
Versus
charge.
a dollar
Without
twenty-five for what we're
But
paying
we
now.
have unlimited.
I know.
I don't
Well,
understand
well, we
that.
don't anymore, cause after that big thing where they overcharged us for a long time, they said that we needed a plan of so many calls per month or whatever. And so I have no idea how many charges and minutes we had, so I just signed up for one, and I don't think we've gone over it. But, if it was less minutes, we'd still pay the same price, cause we paid for so many minutes, so. But I would think we probably should change if they think it's better, is that okay with everybody, or?
Yeah, and you're gonna wanna keep your same phone number,
Yeah.
and that's where you're gonna have an issue.
Oh.
Legally, they have to give it to you, but they can give it to you whenever they decide, cause we had that problem at school. It was months, they just kept putting it off, and somebody I just talked to lately asked me about that, cause they were trying to change their home phone number, and they wanna keep the same one. And they said, how did we do that? I said, we just had to wait and wait and wait, and let them play the game.
Cause we don't want
It's
that.
just
I
We don't
know,
want to
because
lose
that's
the
where you
number.
get
Yeah.
stopped up, you can't make the change until they have to release the
It's a
number.
Oh.
The city of Weyauwega is not gonna be sitting here with a whole different number, I don't think.
No, they,
So they're
legally,
going
they
to
have to give
they're
it to you,
going
but
to
they
re-
don't have to give it to you like today or tomorrow,
Well,
they can give it to you
let's
whenever
see
they
if
can.
Patrick
Provider just
is-
sits on it until they.
Yep.
And if they give us a
Go
call, we'll just wait and do the same time they will, and then
Yeah,
they can be.
just
like,
tell Patrick, if
Yeah.
and when the numbers are guaranteed to stay the same without a delay,
Mhm.
the city can't afford a delay. I mean, they have how many
Yeah.
numbers on that system?
We
What is
could
there,
either,
about
but
6 or 7?
It still
No.
happened.
Well, what I'm saying is, the city can't afford to, if we're with them, then
Mhm.
to me, it's a moot point, because then both systems, you have to be able to keep it.
Yeah, they'll.
We'll see if they play a game.
Yeah.
You need a motion on that?
I don't think so. I just, double check.
I like the thing without a minimum charge per month,
Yeah.
because we certainly don't, I don't think they overuse the phone.
Well, we call Appleton
But I mean,
fairly
it's not
often for
an
the console. But
overuse
no, yeah.
compared to a lot of places, so,
But that's a
But
big
now-
difference in charges.
yes,
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
is.
I know.
And so many people now with the cell phones, which a lot of people have cell phones and no home phone, they can be from New York, cause they'll move in from wherever they got the phone from, they won't
Mhm.
change the phone number, so
Yeah.
so they have to dial through Madison, but they're living here now, but they got their phone in Madison, so you have to do long distance to call, which is crazy, but that's the way it is. So then there's a few more that way too. Okay, this is the trustee thing, I think I said it in there somewhere. I don't know if anybody's interested in
What
that.
is a webinar?
Oh, all you do is sit at your computer at home and they talk to you. I mean, it's like a seminar, you just, like a TV show kind of, you just connect into it and then you.
I
and-
thought that's what it was. but-
Yeah, and then they have it, so if you wanna say something, there's a way you can do it, or you can, usually you just block so they don't hear you breathe and shuffle papers and, unless you wanna talk and then you click a little button. But here's the rest of the thing, if anybody's interested, I didn't print it out for everybody, but that's that. When I went to the Chamber of Commerce the other day, they were talking about, you can go on WDUX free of charge and have messages, and you can do like 7 AM and 7 PM throughout the year, or, that many times per year, no charge. If you want more than that, then there'd be a charge, and did Edie?
Edie, I think already in contact or will be, so, yeah,
Okay.
she's gonna definitely get something going.
Cause I was thinking that might be another thing for the book too. And you can either get it recorded and then they'll, repeat it then so many times.
We never had you guys on the Thursday morning breakfast show,
No.
cause that would be a way to get, to get the book out there too. You go to the Focolare Cafe or whatever.
I gather we
they
have a
say-
couple books left.
Yeah, there's a few boxes unopened. Oh, we've done
But
well.
now, Ian and Kathy are celebrating 100 years of the Gerald in 2015.
Oh,
And, I think they said something to me about maybe we could do something with the Weyauwega history whole thing in conjunction with that.
mhm.
But that's next year.
Maybe they
Yeah,
let you
cause
sell
you
them there too.
cause you could do it now and join in that, then you wouldn't have a separate announcement, just, they might mention that you, it's for sale.
That breakfast show is WDUS?
Mhm.
Okay, here's,
What time is it?
okay, right here, it says Thursday mornings, 8 to 9 AM, live from the Woods Restaurant in
Yeah.
Wapaka.
From 8 to 9.
Call or email Melanie to schedule your time slot and has the phone number or the email.
We'd have to
That's
get
the
up
bottom
for
one.
breakfast.
Yeah,
But
we
then
do
you
have
could- but
breakfast
then you
there.
could
No,
breakfast
for
there.
breakfast, have breakfast up there, they have good breakfast.
That's Tyler Nolan's way.
Oh,
Yeah, they usually just talk to you a little, and
Yeah.
you get to say a little bit about what you're, you know, and you can put it in conjunction with the library, and you say, Jim could go with you too, and
We'll leave that and get on board.
well, we should probably make a copy of this.
yeah.
And, that's about it, I guess. Oh, and I gave, money to Sue in the packet, she did pick up her packet, so I gave her money from the general donations and then the book sale, cause the checks were starting to get a little older, so we thought better get that to her.
The ongoing book sale?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just both
the
groups,
items that
from
you're
the
selling.
Weyauwega one
Okay.
and the book sale, donation type, magazine sale type money. So, got the quilt show advertised now on the commander board or whatever, the outside board now. We've, taken out some of last year's, magazines and rubber banded them, and I was thinking, unless you need the counter where the sink is, that we set a bunch of them out there and then have it, you know, magazines $1 per bundle, pay upstairs or something, and then for the quilt show, I was thinking to get people through there. But if you need it, then, you know,
We'll know a little bit more closer to the date on how many small items come in.
okay, cause we put them there, but we can move them if
Right.
you can't, but I thought that might be you know, there's not room upstairs, you know, you put
Yeah.
them on that table, and you get 2-3 people in the table, so they get moved off, and then you move them on, and then you move them off. So, anyway, I think that's about it.
All right, move on to the bills.
And I did add one more on, the sanitation bill came, so it's $30 for that. And I didn't refigure the bottom thing, cause oh yeah, I did too, no, I didn't, cause I printed these off before I added it. I usually don't, but I forgot and printed it off. So I did
How many dollars did you say?
30 for the
That's what I thought you said, but it didn't seem like enough.
sanitation, yeah,
Monthly.
30 every month, and that's for the April, we put for April and May and March after.
What is that Soda Pups dog show? Is that real dogs?
Yeah, they have the little Pomeranians, those little fluffy red things, and we've had them 2 other times, and we get the highest attendance for that, so we decided we'll have it every other year. You know, we don't want it every year, but people just come for that. I mean, anything with animals, they
And
just
do you do
come.
that outside or inside?
They're inside, it's been inside. And one year I was gonna see if they wanted to do it outside, but, you know, there's more distractions outside and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he said he'd rather have it inside, so, have it inside.
Full house.
Oh, yeah. Always a lot of people there for that one.
Do we have a motion to approve the bills?
No, we didn't, but I will take one.
I will move to approve the bills.
Second.
All right. Motion made and seconded to approve the bills and pending items. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any correspondence?
Nope.
Building and grounds basically gave his report, we'll see what happens with
Okay.
that. I'll let you know as soon as I do.
Yeah, sounds good.
Do we wanna, what kind of tape or whatever you wanna put up to the electrical on the roof, or what did we decide on that? Is that something?
I'm not gonna be fussy, whatever we come up with or decide we'll do.
Okay,
I'd like it strictly in the gutter,
you
not
want it just
on
in
the
the
roof.
gutter?
Yeah.
Okay.
That way, if for any reason I need to get up there with a snow shovel, I can still get there without tearing it down.
Okay.
And if the gutter, to me, if the gutter stays free of ice, then it should not build up an ice dam.
Okay.
And the only other comment that I have right now, I am amazed, is the polite way to put it, surprised. We have not had a problem in the elevator, and I'm gonna knock on wood for that one. I don't understand what has changed from what we had previous to this. Something is different, whatever it is, thank goodness. There's been a slight moisture problem according to the guy from Otis, but no water standing. So,
No alarms.
no alarms, thank God. And right now, I'm hoping there isn't an alarm with the shortage on the city crew.
This is a proper
Did you want me to put that in about the gutters?
I don't know that it's necessary.
Okay, I just wanted to ask.
Did that ever, quite a while ago, the alarm had gone off, and they had asked about it, and I can't remember how it went, cause it was a long time ago, but we were supposed to get somebody to reset it or something, or?
No,
What was
somebody
that?
to put it in a different spot so it would be a little more accessible.
Oh, okay, so, but it was taken
And
care
I
of, so
think
it's
it was
just fine.
taken, as far
Okay,
as I know, it was taken care of.
Okay.
And no, I'm not gonna try it out sometime.
Yeah, no, okay, so, and I do have a question now, though. My key is so hard to get out of the lock again, the outside door, and I don't know whether I need a new key cut? Do they wear it? I mean, it opens it with no problem at all.
Are you talking the back door?
Yeah, but I just have to jiggle and jiggle and jiggle, and every morning I have to jiggle that thing 1 or 2 minutes.
Maybe you
How
just
many more
spray it.
keys do we
A
have?
long time.
I mean, it just seems like
Mhm.
forever. Well, I don't know, yeah, I probably could try another key, cause I asked
Try
that to Kelly
another,
once, and Kelly
try
said
another
hers
key
is too.
first,
But-
and if that key sticks, then it's the lock more than it would be the key. In other words, if 2 or 3 keys are sticking, then it's the lock itself.
Yeah, well, Kelly said she had that problem, but Carly said she didn't, so, and hers would be the newer key, so.
And that could be, it could be one,
So-
just enough that it's not quite clicking the cylinders.
Yeah, cause, I mean, it opens it fine, but I just can't get it back out of the door. You know, no problem opening, but.
You could spray something in there,
So
WD-40 or, yeah,
Yeah.
spray or something. Sometimes it, will they get pumped up too, probably.
Okay. Well, check that, and see if we have, do we have?
If you have another set someplace,
Try that
just
first.
try one and see.
Yeah.
Because chances are that one hasn't been used, and if that works real well, just trade keys for now,
Okay.
and then we'll keep track of it and see just what happens.
Kinda weird, it's just aggravating, cause.
I can see where it would be,
You know, every day.
and especially if you hear the phone ringing inside and you're trying to get in
Yeah,
quick.
or in the winter when it's cold,
Mm.
now it's not bad, but in the winter it was.
All right, and if you have problems with the other key, then call me and I'll
Okay.
get them.
Any old business? Then we'll move to new business, which is election of officers. And I believe you guys have a slate of officers.
Yes. We met, the committee met. Yeah, we met at 3:30 PM on April 21st. Donkey and Worth and Radke. And as you know, it's a 2-year term, and any officer may serve 3 consecutive terms in the same office. We reviewed the situation and determined that all of the officers must be reelected, or elected, as the case may be. And the slate that we came up with was President Prowitz, Vice President Black, Secretary Worth, Treasurer Radke. And according to the bylaws, if anyone wishes to place nominations from the floor at this time, that's acceptable.
Move to approve the nomination as presented to this board.
And I'll put a second on that.
Would you repeat your motion,
I move to approve the motion as presented to the board,
the slate?
the slate as presented to the board.
President Prowitz, will the committees stay the same?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask me after I call the vote. So it's official. Okay, I guess if there are no discussion on that.
Oh, who seconded that?
I did.
Sandy did.
Thank you.
Motion was made and seconded to approve the slate of officers as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yes, the committees will stay the same.
Is that official though?
Yes.
Okay, I got to comment, I did attend the, awards ceremony over at the school and helped handing out the scholarships. That night.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, that was fun.
And you said the committees will remain the same?
Yes, yep.
And then maybe it would be good if we had a printout of the current officers and,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
wanna
Okay,
put
Committee
another one up,
assignments?
just need the current one that.
yeah, it's the exact same except change the year at the top, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, I can do that.
well, yeah, and then,
The-
I'm trying to think who there are. You can change
Oh, the years.
these two.
Oh,
Do you
the
want
ones,
this one? Make the changes
Oh,
on that?
okay.
That's fine, because then I'll get a new one for you next time.
okay, so the ones that go to 14 now go from 14 until,
16, 2 years, right?
or was it 3 years?
2 years,
Yeah.
2 years.
16.
3 terms, up to 2 years.
Yeah.
We should
It should
record,
probably
we
be the
should,
same.
we should record this.
See,
Two and two.
See, that wasn't updated from,
Editorial.
this is an old
Review it,
one.
let
Okay.
alert
Yeah,
I
I
everybody.
got
don't know if
12
we've had,
and 13
that's the
too.
last one we had, so we
Yeah.
probably
Oh.
really need an
I've
update.
been slipping.
So mine should
Be
be,
from,
let's see, I would have
yours would have
started
been in 2013 then to
15, right?
15.
Anybody have any
And
changes
everything
on
else
their
is-
phones or emails? Yours is still jjdolphy@century.
We get Fremont on mine, or is it?
Yeah, we have Fremont.
Yeah, that's, now it's
Yeah, not a
WFSD.
problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
you got that, Christie?
Hang
Oh,
on
what?
a minute,
On my
Christie.
email address, it's not We of Fremont, it's
Oh, yeah.
WFSD. We shorten
And
it
then
up.
is it still a
SD,
dot?
I think
Yep,
school
yeah, dot
district
K-12,
has-
that's
Oh,
what I
yeah,
did.
yeah.
think
Okay.
instead of F.
I know I updated it in my, my email. And
Okay.
So you get the thing,
Yep.
but, yeah, to make sure that it's changed there. Everyone has to, okay.
All right. We'll take a motion to adjourn, if there's nothing else.
I
Move to
we
let
adjourn.
Frank go home to eat supper.
This is the shortest on record, I think.
So Okay.
Who seconded it?
Well, she moved and I'll say he seconded it. 'cause
That's
she
what I was
beat him
gonna
to the
guess,
punch.
but I wasn't.
So, motion made and seconded to adjourn at 4:36 PM, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I wrote down